Oh wow, you're still around. Hello everyone and welcome back once again to 2205 to our dam project that I've been neglecting for a while. And in this episode, we're not only going to look at the dam project, but we're also going to look at a whole new sector that is included in a DLC that we haven't even touched yet with its own special project. Now for this though, let's continue with our special project here. That is once again, peak gameplay as we know it by now. That is attaching a drone to my chopper and then destroying debris. Don't worry though, we're not gonna, of course, cover all of the single steps here because, yeah, at this point, you've also seen most of the things that these projects involve right now. There it is, we finished it, and we're working right now on the second dam here. You know, there is like 3 dam projects on this sector, and each one of them gives you energy. The first one gave me, I think it was 1,000. Hydroelectric power plant, that's 1,000, yes. The second one is giving me 2,000 energy now for this sector here. Maintain a production surplus of the logistics by 200 once again, something we can do. By the way, I just noticed also, because we haven't been in Walbrook Basin for a while, that we do have a lot of fruit production and food production in this sector. So that is something to keep in mind. We also have a smaller city over there where I was still worrying about layouts for a while, but at some point you're building so many cities in this game that I don't worry about layouts that much anymore, rather more about you know, efficiency when it comes to the layout, when you really want to just push as many buildings into a spot as possible. And we're basically also doing this here for that city. We still have a huge demand, by the way, for everything related food-wise, vitamin drink wise, and also rejuvenator wise. So Walbrook Basin is probably gonna be also one of those here, right? Plus we have the mountainsides for all the silicon, and we might even make a microfabrication hall center out of this. Yeah, auction wise, screw you. Still, it's a special city, so I would definitely also like to, you know, get this special place here in. By the way, it would be amazing if you could have an observation post out here. Look at the view. It's a beautiful area, no doubt about that. I just love that every sector in this game looks so distinctly different. By the way, no, for a second I thought we could delete it. Speaking about the observation post, you know what? Let's actually have a corporate headquarters here, but just one, you know, like, no, it's not like that I'm gonna build a second one now from scratch, but it was expensive. It gives you bonuses now, so the services. It cost me quite a lot of maintenance, but it's worth it because I just love the look of this close to our dam project here. And of course, then we're just gonna have normal buildings again lining up to this, like so, and then we might keep a bit of a distance there to this to add some ornaments as well down the road. Okay, and then also probably a bunch more here. Let's actually keep this area available there, as I really also just want to have a nice view to the dams. And here we can also just go ahead and place us some more like this. And I'm gonna keep the central area available once again. You know, you never know for what. And here we just have our double road then going all the way over there to my mining site as well to develop at some point. By the way, that would be here then. There's nothing over there that we could develop to, right? So this is fine. Let's just get the roads going. We actually have the triple road going then to the dam here as well, right? So this is a nice observation post. So let's also get a nice big park around that. Really, there's not that many park buildings though. I could have a bus station there still and perhaps a poster sign, right? So that there's also some decoration going. But that's about it when it comes to decorations, unfortunately. Once again, lots to develop. We're very close to the million, so I think we just push at this point. And there you go, a bunch more upgrades. Probably also these guys here. But then we're already at the limit again. Beautiful. I love the overall aesthetics of this game. Never ceases to amaze me. Now, the logistics work fine. What we don't have anymore, though, is the water now. I was considering using my biocatalysts, but we're not doing that. We need them for more urgent things, so I can really just have a look around if we have another coastal site available. Over there we have that. And for this, I already finished the bridge, I just realized. Nice. That we can have then to the other side to, yeah, develop at least those few water sites that we still have. Just gotta make sure that we make the right connection here, and also that we're not getting too low there on my logistics. So I'm gonna build me some warehouses here as well, close to them, and probably also a wind park. Yeah, voting. I don't know. what we're voting for. That's important because we're delivering some water to Wildwater Bay, right? So you don't want to get negative on that. Otherwise, the trade route is no longer functioning. And then we have our fruits over here that I can still also develop a bit. Once again, we should not be negative on this as we're delivering fruits to Wildwater Bay. Now we also receive a calamity that is actually really bad, and that is the solar flare in Mare Relictum lasting for another 14 minutes. And this one here totally cuts off any electricity transfer to my other islands. And so we are missing around 14,000 electricity right now at Wildwater Bay, which completely makes the city non-functional, of course. What can we do to counter this? Energy transfer routes are dampened, and transfer a patent to Leisheng through espionage. Alright, that is something we can do. We haven't done this yet. Espionage thing. I mean, I have done it actually at some point. Leisheng, there she is, right? And we can then patent transfer here. Supports your rival to increase their profitability. This costs me 15 influence. It's okay, right? It's something that we can actually do. We can afford. However, I should not go lower than that. And it was failed. So there's a lockdown. And with that, not only did we lose the influence, but also the transfer didn't go through. And with that, we actually have no electricity for another 13 minutes in Wildwater Bay. Yeah, reducing my population by 100,000 right now. And also halving my income. It's not the end of the world, but it's pretty bad. Also, Archive has no electricity right now. Probably I should have went for a few more insiders. The problem is this would cost me more influence, and it still does not guarantee your success. So, you know, if we run out of influence, we have no way of actually countering auctions anymore. So I can't do that. This brings me now to my next production in Walbrook Basin, and that would be my nanotextiles. We are producing, or my IntelliWare, we're producing not enough of them, especially since they cost me a lot of silicon and a lot of flax. And in this case here, we do have the mining sites and we have a bit of space. Also, we have the workforce. What we don't have right now is electricity. So I need to just temporarily push me a coastal tidal power station here. This one here is still available, and the dam will give me another 2,000, right? So more than this one here, for example. Even though, consider this, we get the energy benefits. Production of electricity is 18% increased thanks to the share benefits. Do we get this from the dam as well? We don't, which is not that ideal for the dam. Now, let's continue with the silicon mining then, that I want to have over there as my starters. And yeah, we're not going to boost them. Right, I'm just going to push them in here with the modules that we have. Let's also get me some logistics going. And then we're probably using... yeah, probably using this one here as my industrial center then for all of this. And for some flax mining, right? So that is the other thing that we need. The flaxes, they don't need a lot of space, so that's the good thing about them. So I can really just cozily squeeze them in here, like so. And get me a lot of flax out, right? Let's actually have these modules here filled. That should really be the trick for it. The only thing I can think about is, well, we need more super alloys then. And perhaps also some robots. There's some graphene again for purchase. So we have 300 graphene. Yay! That's a nice positive thing going. And then we can actually start producing the microchips here right away. And honestly, when I started this this map, I did not expect to really produce something as high quality as this. And even with all of that, we're by the way out of workforce. What the hell? Can't believe that. So we need to fully automate them as well. And we're also at the last project stage here. And we just need to get constructor bots over to the dam. And then we can actually finish the next phase. Very nice. You know what? How many do we produce right now of the microchips? 28 and 46 flax. And with that, we can already start the nano textile mills right over here. Getting this production going is really, really sweet for us. There you go. 26, that's 200 people, and we can just push some more drones over there, and then we can actually go for the next one. Yeah, you can have a lot of them by just having a bunch of the others, right? That's already 53 now. There you go. And this one we can get over now, you know, to Green Tide Archipelago, but also look at Wildwater Bay, for example. So there is a huge demand for this. Let's start with Green Tide Archipelago, because we have a lot of investors there, and investors are important to me, right? We want to push our global population as much as possible. Yeah, there's an auction we need to call off just on time. And then we're loading the constructor bots and get them over. And there it is. Second phase completed. 2000 electricity. Hello.
My abject apologies for forgetting to remind you.
And of course, this opens up the last steps. So let's actually just breeze through them real quick. Now, while all of that is going on with the project, and I always need to wait a bunch of time, we can continue now with, our next sector. The reason for that is simple. Archaea flows is totally loaded, right? There's nothing we can do on it anymore. I'm also already getting molybdenum from the global markets in, right? I'm already importing that. 179 right now. This cost me 26,000 on my balance. That is ridiculous for something that we can easily make as well if we just have some mines going, because the mines really don't cost you that much maintenance. So in that case here, we can unlock the second Arctic project here, and that is now the Kingate Protectorate. It's a sector that I haven't touched any time before. It is also part of the DLC, and it's also having its own unique story there with repairing and protecting a malfunctioning climate stabilizer. 2 million it costs me. We can easily do that.
100 years ago, this was all water, but the custodian's climate stabilization technology created a new Arctic biosphere here. Climate stabilizers are very difficult to maintain. The older ones fall into disrepair quite often. The stabilizer here is especially unstable. But as this is your sector now, I suppose you're going to fix this problem.
I guess I am. And very important, do we have a space station right now that, we can transfer immediately. So we can get some building materials over. And just look at it, right? So we have, oh my goodness, 4 mountainsides here alone. So that's pretty nice. We got a whole bunch of space, especially here, lots of buildable space, right? So there's not that many obstacles on it. This one's massive. Look at that. It's beautiful too. I love this one here. Fantastic. So we need a port where we have all the workforce for the region. It's probably this area. I mean, this is also looking nice. Here we could have all the industry, right? Something like that. We do have Will Jorgensen once again. He's got the building materials that we can definitely purchase from him. And I would probably also like to work on, my building materials that we just get over from Archaea flows, because I don't need to develop Archaea flows anymore, but I also don't want to, get rid of all my, or having an overflow of my systems. Green Tide Archipelago, we also don't need that trade route anymore. So I can get the super alloys over, right? So that we don't need to produce that a second time. And it's really just once. I don't think I need anything else though right now. So we're just going to go back inside as the materials are now flowing in. And we're also claiming that very first site. And once again, we can now start with developing a settlement here. Let's just see, probably going to have this road going all the way over there then. Looks nice. There's also some more metal foam. Metal foam is really flooding in. That's great to see. Coastal sites, we have one over here and one over here that we can develop, right? So definitely want to start with something like fish. And by the way, we cannot probably transfer electricity over right now. So I would like to really focus on upgrading that spaceport right away so that we can start the energy transmission here soon, because that's important. I don't want to have that much electricity production everywhere because it's really costing me. It's really adding up. And we need the molybdenum first and foremost, right? So there's some super alloys. Let's get this going. And let's start with the fish. That's not that electricity, not that much electricity just yet. And then, as you know, we need the heating thing. So once again, we need to start heating. By the way, these here provide way more heating. So I would like to use them more for the city development. The neural module factories. The canneries, they don't really produce that much heat. So it's gonna be a bit more difficult for me to get these going. So if I have my people here, probably gonna make it so that we have a bit of space there in between for the road. But that's about it. And then we can just push this one all the way over there. And once again, start by... Seriously, right? This is not possible. But I will need more fish anyway. This one we can finish. Now we need the fusion power cells. We have them. +9 in Archaea flows. +10 in Wildwater Bay. Let's get them from Archaea flows. So that we can finish the spaceport and get the electricity from the moon in, because we got lots of electricity in surplus. That is something I would like to use. Alright, regarding heat, we do have this one here still that I wanted to go for. And this one. I mean, I might actually push this one a bit further down. Just so that we... it's too tricky. It's too tricky with the stupid canneries. Really trying to make this one tight. So if I have this one here. Okay, this looks really tight.
I guess your calendar looked like mine. Total chaos.
We can still have, I think, another module then here. We could. Or I just keep it at 1. Or we're just gonna move it up by 1. Or we actually make it like so. Could work better, honestly. Yeah, definitely. And also, these buildings need to be fully covered, right? Like this doesn't work. And this doesn't work. Not even this works, right? So you need to really have it fully engulfed in heat for the whole thing to work. Yeah, no logistics, no fish. And there's also the last upgrade to my spaceport, and now we can transfer electricity. And we should immediately start with that. We got 7,900 in surplus in Mare Relictum, and we can now transfer that over. And let's just say that we get 4,000 for now, right? We can easily produce more because we got lots of fusion power cells at this point. So that makes it possible for me now to really start pushing those neural implants. And by the way, I also can see a lot of quantum computers in this area here, right? That we can develop. So in that case, let's go ahead and continue. Very nice. That's a full block that we can have. And then a community center here. Fine for more workforce coming in. And all these people, well, the vitamin drinks, for example, that's also something we can easily go for because we got lots of that. Especially in Viridian Coves, we have a huge surplus where we are producing it. So let's go ahead and just take us a bit more from the pool of total available vitamin drinks. I just love how, you know, city building changes in this game when you start a new city based on the stuff that you already have. You can just make your life so much easier, and that feels very rewarding overall. We can also now start with the neural implant production that I would like to have in this sector. Also because it gives you lots of heat, right? And we need that heat for more city development. There you go. And with that, we have a whole new row of buildings. I could also get another fishery going somewhere here, so that we also can complete this block there. That's really just for the looks, so that we can fully develop that block. By the way, I could actually squeeze in another fish block there. Perfect. And just look how many how much molybdenum I can actually produce here. Right, with just these mining sites, and every mine cost me 600 maintenance. By the way, we're really running low on logistics constantly. There you go. And also one up here. And then we can also have these kind of blocks here lining up all my people. Very nice. And also, of course, community centers. Of course, just besides getting more workforce in and molybdenum, we are also getting all the neural implants that I need. And we can now push them into, islands where we need them. Wildwater base pretty much fully developed. So in this case here, Walbrook Basin needs a bunch. So I'm gonna move them over there a bit. That we get more population. It's all about global population at this point that we can push. And yeah, then we have the whole molybdenum thing going. So we still need to mine more of that stuff. And for this, we're going all the way here. This is an interesting corridor. And by the way, what is that? There's a weather balloon. It looks like that. Or a malfunctioning drone. Or sensor. There's a lot of mountainsides just on this one alone. Fantastic. That's 60, 76. And the further we build outside, the more logistics I need. Which, of course, makes sense. So that's 100 molybdenum. And if I get me a bit more, we can push this one to 133. And that 133 we can now use to make things easier for Archaea Flows. So in Archaea Flows, we get the whole industry set up, and we have 179 right now. So I'm just gonna flat out delete this, get me my money back, and we're now gonna get the molybdenum over there. Of course, we have a lot of space in Kingate Protectorate as well, but I would need to delete all the production facilities there. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, right? So I'd rather just deliver the molybdenum over. And by the way, we are missing about 50 molybdenum. So I would really like to, yeah, 46, that's great. And I think that's the end for this area here. So we can just adjust this again, getting the remaining stuff over. So that's almost equal now, that is fine. And with that, we have this whole thing set up and completed. Yeah, let's also upgrade a few peeps to tier 2. Which, by the way, also unlocked me the high security laboratory for the Arctic region. And that is something we haven't built yet as far as I'm concerned. So let's actually get this going too. Some over here. I mean, it's high secret, so high security. Out here in the frozen wilderness.
Consumer analyses show unfulfilled demand for specific commodities.
Okay, so next we have then our project here now.
Yo, this area's custodians only. I may not. Sweet. I'm not really allowed to tell you this, but I've had it up to here with all that Arctic custodian lone wolf crap. Fact is, this climate stabilizer here's gone crazy. I'm not, like, any kind of expert, but I've been entrusted with monitoring this thing. Not much trade coming my way anyhow. And as messed up as it is, I thought we'd call in a corp to help us out. As long as no one tells Dr. Iceblock.
Alright, so that's our goal here now, to repair this one and get it into the air again, I guess. And for that, we need to find the weather balloons now that are roaming in the map. And I think we just need to click on them the moment we find them, right? There you go.
Attention.
Problem. You can still make
That was the last one.
by supporting us.
I knew you'd do it. I could really use your help here.
Next, astronaut team.
And attract the population. We have that. There it is. Oh, wait a second. What is that? Water. Yeah, water we will need for a while. Next up, we need to once again also do something. Researchers can't make head or tail of the anomalies. Good, so my pals are climatology experts. I called them in and told them to these anomalies. Alright, for some reasons, these experts are stranded. Or they're waiting for my direction, it seems. How much does it cost, by the way, to... Oh, only petrochemicals. That's such a refreshing air. But look at that. It cost me 3.4 million to settle here. You know what? We can actually do this. We are capping on money right now on the 9.9 million. Let's just get this one off the hook right away.
Total chaos. Glad it's not too late to lend us your support.
Now that's the way to kick it.
There you go.
My talents
Think
lie-
you can just stay on
Okay, maintain the energy balance. We also did that. And there it is. Even though my energy is rather low already, right? Because of all the industry. And then it's the last one, biopolymers, that we need to load
How are you doing on
to
that?
finish that first phase already.
Okay, we're gonna remove the old troposphere regulator for repair.
With that, we can unlock rough weather. Not weather.
Running again.
And now comes the next one, but we're doing this some other time. But this gives me the turbulent weather setting then as well. And let's just activate this one. Rough weather. How does it look like? I guess it's snowing. Ah, more rain in the temperate zone and more snow in the Arctic zone. If you like more of that, of course, I'd rather go for calm weather right now. I continue Warbook Basin with the completion of the last dam project. We need to wait 14 minutes for this one here for the grand celebration, right? So that's it then. While we're here, I also will just need to continue boosting my production because we still have Viridian Coves that wants IntelliWare, right? And we're still on our road here to 1 million now that I really want to push. That gives me also corporate level 100 and also something new along the way. So let's just do this real quick. Silicon is something I don't really have a lot. Really? Let's go ahead and get me another silicon mine going. This one has 4 modules, which is just awesome. And then we can push this one. By the way, electricity 1,700. That last dam will give me 3,000. So I don't think we're ever gonna need to transfer electricity from the moon to this area here. And it's workforce that's actually struggling now. That's 1,000. Okay. Those are really strange, right? From 1,000 you can go down to fully autonomous actually. Just by these modules that you can add to all of them. There you go. And then I'm just gonna go ahead with a second one. Probably have another road here. Oh, yeah, super alloys. That's fine though. This should be enough. So let's just have a look at that. We don't need... Oh, okay, we need 48. We have 47. So it's tight. And this will, of course, lead to another population increase. All the way through 98, hopefully. Wallbrook Basin can count for something else, and that is the replicators. Thanks to having mountain sites available here, we can also get the diamond production in, right? And this one, together with the rare earth elements, leads to another production that costs a lot of electricity that we have. So let's just check it out. 27 we have. That should be enough. Oh, yeah, we need to upgrade the spaceport for this. We are still even only at the lowest one. As with every temperate region, this costs me actually graphene to finish, but we have plenty of that available right now. Yeah, thank you, Drake. You just were in the Arctic, and now you're really going for Wow Water Bay. This is reducing my balance by 200,000 in an instant. Once again, I need to abandon my plans and go back over there. Also funny, before the map actually loads, we are losing around 100,000 in population immediately. Crazy stuff, really. These crises, they can actually really collapse your game in an instant. And, you know, you only have one save. So you gotta be very careful there. There's finally an auction where I do not have any share. So I would really also like to get this. Just on time, really. We don't have a lot of influence, so I might just get me a cut at the end of it. I think that's the safest route. Yeah, look at that. They're going for this one. 5 million. So this was really worth it because we're saving a lot of money with that. In the meantime, my support fleet has arrived. And we need to clear 63 ships. Yeah, you heard it right. 63. So let's do it. And with that, we have also cleared it. And we get 100,000 people in again in an instant. Brings me back to Wallbrook Basin again, where we can now start with the diamond extraction. All the way here. That's a whopping 43, so I don't think we're gonna need that much more. And yeah, let's also get the modules going, because it's costing you a lot of workforce getting the diamonds out of that mountain here. Alright, I think that's actually all we need for the androids, right? So, for the replicators, sorry. Diamonds, then we have the nano cutting units, that's rare earth elements and diamonds. And then we just have the replicators over here with microchips and multi-spec prisms. We have the microchip production already going on here. However, I will probably need a bit more silicon for that. Yes. And just on time, really, we're about to finish now the last dam project, because holy cow, we don't have any electricity anymore. Luxury food.
All is running smoothly. I'm not easily impressed, but I certainly should keep an eye on you.
Thank you very much. We get 3,000 electricity, and we have finished the last sector project here. And with that, completed the 3 dams in Wallbrook Basin. It's a beautiful sight to behold, no doubt about that. Alright, so silicon we have now, and workforce is probably the most important thing to have, even though we got a nice city. And all of this leads to the neutronium lab. Where should we have this one? Yeah, probably gonna have this one over here. We are definitely gonna need some logistics close by though. And this needs then the multi-spec prisms. We could have them over here. It's tight. Alright, it's very tight in fact. So we'll just see if we can actually pull it off. Holy cow, that needs 1,000 people to work on. If we get the building modules going, it's just 4. These drones, they're really doing an amazing job. Getting this one done, and now we have everything ready for the neutronium lab. Ah, nice. but we're spending a lot of money on industry, so I don't think we can afford this right now. Can we sell something? Nah, not really. 3 million we have, this is going past that. So unfortunately, there is an auction that I cannot take, even though you really always should.
Finally. Nice to have that problem off my mind.
Okay, 46 replicators we have. That's a lot. Let's just check it out where we can get them. Well, Water Bay needs some. I'm not gonna get all of them over though, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need them on another map as well.
Shuttle arriving according to schedule.
We still also have Viridian Coves, where, yeah, there's lots of service buildings missing at the moment. So that would be my transportation hubs, also a police station. And then also more information centers.
If anyone understands the pressures of an
And with that out of the way, we can also now, yeah, finally upgrade a bunch of people here to investors
profound effect on the market.
in Viridian Coves as well.
We haven't been introduced.
Pushing us to level 99 now.
Market share has increased. Transfer route inefficient.
Alright, this once again severely disrupts a bunch of my trade routes, because of course those investors want something. And we need to once again also readjust our original industries. And with the million, haven't been in a while now, and that's the space station. Right now, a shuttle is docking at the moment, or actually it's leaving right now. And yeah, the space station, well, needs some optimization. The major problem is that we have right now is that we do not have enough astronauts. We have deuterium, we have the helium, so this gives me a nice bonus in output for expertise, right? But if I want to unlock now my next workshop kit down here, we do need to get 75 expertise in total. That means I do need a whole bunch more astronauts on here. And for that, well, we do need to get the engineers. Where were the engineers once again? Now the engineers we had on the moon. The problem is you need to have a huge base for this if you want to have it working. So if I want to build another, if I want to get more, oh wait a second, there's an auction that we are going to take these shares, so I'm gonna downrate this one. If I want to have more engineers, I do need to have more people close to a landing pad, and we have one landing pad right now over here, so I can safely get the next one in somewhere, here, right? And with that, I'm just gonna push more people then around this, and it would be even better if we upgrade these guys here too, right? So that you really get your engineers out of that. Whoopsie. What is that? Is it just a million?
Now I won't have to waste
Okay, now it's going up there a bit. So he really wants to get it, right? Yeah, it was his own share, by the way, so yeah, he wanted to not get rid of that. And let's just plaster this one full with peeps, and it's these guys here and these guys here. Unfortunately, you cannot see the radius in building mode. That would be ideal. There's another one, and then of course we have a whole bunch here. I will need to have another major solar protection some over there, asteroid protection. And of course, the major problem with this expansion here right now is that it increases my consumption again. So that's something to always consider as well. Basically means that we will need to have a whole bunch more industry once again set up here. This looks good, right? So this should be as many of them as possible within one. And let's have another protection here, because what we're gonna need is also some service buildings. So that's going towards 100% now. Not there yet, because people still need to move in, of course, which takes them some time. Oh, my mistake. I could probably potentially... Oh yeah, this is what I can do. There you go. We need to have some more of these service buildings then, right? I probably also aim for another healthcare supply center, and then we just want to upgrade them. However, the rejuvenators are going to be one heck of a problem. Oxygen we have plenty though, so we have 53 water right now available. That's a nice production of oxygen that we can have. We have it over here, so let's just build a second one right away. Energy is absolutely golden. where I don't need to worry about that. And with that, we get the oxygen, and then also the bioenhancers we already have, the lunar launch we have. So that's basically these here. Could work on some androids. Yeah, it's all about the rejuvenators basically. So let's just check it out. I do have my trade route going to the moon from Wildwater Bay. Wildwater Bay does not have enough rejuvenators, not quite. So we need to also rectify this one again. But getting them over, yeah, gives me the opportunity now of upgrading these. And of course we want to upgrade as many of them as possible around my engineering institute. This looks fantastic. And then probably here as well, these guys. Okay, this will take some time now, right? So we're training the engineers, and do they launch at the same time? I think they do. Next resupply flight in 4 minutes 5 in 4 minutes. Yes, so they're launching at the same time. And yeah, that means that in 4 minutes we are getting a lot more engineers out of this one. I think they're dying or something on the space station that we constantly need to resupply more engineers. But there you go. Now they're getting their bonuses here, so yeah, that's definitely another one. Ooh, another very nice auction. The problem is that we are out of money. This looks good. Oh, this looks very good. Okay, we're not out of money any longer, and I can purchase this one as well. We are at the limit of 10 million now, by the way, that we could potentially reach. And we still need, 13,000 more people for that million. So this will still also take some time, because we need to reinforce a few things. Let's actually get this one. I'm very happy with how this is going right now. So we're getting a lot of shares in here. We could even almost take over Simon International soon, if it continues like that. And yes, we can of course get our own shares there as well, right? So we can start the auction for getting these ones here. Now, starting the auction will cost me 30 influence, and these shares will be super expensive. I know we're getting 23,000 on the balance out of one of them, but I'm predicting around 5 to 6 million of purchasing costs that we need to get here. So I rather not do this right now. I rather want to take over another company. I think this is more fun. And there they're launching in all their glory, a dual launch. Synchronized perfectly, very nice. A bit like Armageddon. And in this case, we're now topping 85 expertise that I can now use to, advance my attack. And that is, of course, now the Lei Sheng security infiltration. I really don't care about the security infiltration. I care about the workshop kit that we unlock with that. And I don't know why the game wants me to wait now 90 minutes on this, so 1.5 hours, just to unlock this workshop kit. Just let me build it for freaking sake, right? But now we need to wait a whole lot of time. Okay, but at least we got the workshop kit going now. That's the important thing. We continue with our Arctic climate stabilizer that we have over there, as I really want to finish this project as well. So for that we need to now get this drone once again. So it's basically the same missions, you might have guessed it already, that we need to do. So yeah, now we need to follow the drone wherever it is leading us. And yeah, while we do that, we can also enjoy that beautiful landscape here. Now, some of you have been pointing out that, yeah, I can sell surplus. Of course, I didn't even bother up to this point because, yeah, as you can see, we're getting in on the limit again for my credit account. But, of course, if we have something like, luxury food, look at that. We got a surplus of 98 in Wildwater Bay, right, out of our nice consumption. We can of course get some to archive those. I can also sell them to the space station the other way around. And yeah, if I want to sell, let's say 80, we can get a 16,000 balance income. That's already deducting the maintenance cost of this trade route here, right? So this is actually really nice, of course, to get additional money in per minute. Bear in mind, I'm not entirely sure that we actually meet the production cost of this. So it's an okay way, but it's certainly not a feasible way. Like selling 8 microchips is only 1,300 on the balance, for example. How high can we go? We go androids. Okay, androids are quite valuable, of course. So if I sell around 30, bear in mind 30 is a lot in androids. That would be 27,000. All right, that is nice, I guess, but only if you really want to push for this. Now, my project continues the data retrieval. The robot was programmed to destroy itself after dropping the theft somewhere. will take us a look at computing power to reconstruct its database and see what it contains about this climate stabilizer. And yeah, there it is, 10 million credits. Basically, we reached the cap for now.
You did great.
And there we also finished the next mission.
Use your help.
Next, we need to reconstruct the Jacobot's memory. And this regulator that we need for it is swimming just over there. Interestingly enough, by the way, while we wait on the next step, we can do some missions here that give me influence, right? So with that, we could speed up the process of purchasing shares and also influencing them, since we have the money for that. So why not? Let's take the drone and destroy the orbital watch chargers that we have down there. Easy peasy. And you know what? Let's actually initiate the auction on this one. 85 influence it costs me, and you know what, I don't think that I will need to influence this one in any way other than just taking it over. Gives me also some nice agricultural bonus there again. Probably will go to 3 million. It really depends on how he wants this. Holy cow, you kidding me? 4 million? Okay, 4 million, there you go. And with that, only 2 more shares are missing. I could actually initiate them right away without any cooldown. 6 million and a half. We could do it. I would like to get another mission though before that, right? So something that probably gives me more influence. There's none though. At least not here. But you know what? Let's actually start the auction. I mean, I don't really care. We should have the money for this. Holy cow, this goes way higher than before. This is something that might break us. 4 million. 5 million. That wasn't so great, honestly. Okay, but only 1 share remains. And with that, we get the dominance in agriculture. You are about to establish yourself as the agricultural industry leader and hold your dominance for 30 minutes, right? And we are at 77% right now. So we are also not allowed to lose any shares in this sector now. Unlimited branded modules for agricultural facilities we get with that. Also sounds pretty nice. There's no limit on these modules anymore. Of course, that just leads to more space consumption overall, but it's still a nice bonus. Right now though, I'm trying to sell my goods again because we need to increase my financial power. If there is an auction on my share right now, I could not fend it off, right? So that's important. Unfortunately, there are really not that many shares all the time. We can also collect our iridium once again, and we haven't been here in a while, by the way, so there's my major city right now in all its glory with our beautiful corporate headquarters. And with delivering some titanium, we can finish stage 2. And unlock the turbulent weather with that.
And please remind Mr. Jorgensen not to be so careless in the future.
Which basically destroys all site that you have. An auction on my share, so we're gonna abandon this one right away. Let's actually go back to beautiful weather and continue with the last stage, which once again requires us to destroy these ships that are attacking it. And how many steps do we have? Only 5. That's convenient. Since the drone was destroyed attacking it, I need to send in my fleet, and they're taking care of this. Just glad that we can actually destroy them with my fleet. By the way, looking at the stock market, I can also see that we're very close to dominating the energy sector as well. Energy is a Lei Sheng, right? Yes, that's the energy benefit, so another share here would also greatly benefit us. This, once again, requires us though to have more financial power. Unfortunately, right now, it's not that easy to get some good deals going. Things are gonna be nasty now because we have so many shares. There's basically always an auction going on with my shares, so we either fend it off. I really want to keep my energy and my agricultural shares though, because we're very close to dominating both of these industries. Let's just check it out. We have 22 influence. I cannot initiate an auction without 40 influence, so I need to save up on the 40 influence. That means I need to really purchase this share here. If I want to keep my energy dominance, and they're not gonna make it easy, right? So I'm expecting, yeah, quite the price on this. There you go, 4 million. drops us again. The thing is, not like in Anno 1800 where you get the money back when you lose a share. In this game here, you actually need to spend the money again if you want to do the auction, right? If you want to keep that share. So that makes it a bit more difficult overall. Now, let's head back here because I'm thinking, yeah, 7 minutes, we still need to wait. Perhaps you can sell something. Ah, no. And there we have it. Abstergo Industries has established itself as the dominant corporation in the agricultural industry. You can now found new corporation in the agricultural industry mode, which includes all dominance gains from the start. So we can start the game again if you want to, and yeah, have a company that is right into this dominance mode. Give you a nice head start and stuff like that. Now we are delivering coolants to the project here, and I think this is opening up now the one of the last ones here. Maintain an energy balance of 3000. Yeah, that is something that we should be able to do. Getting a bit over from the moon gives me 2700. I think I will still need though to first of all cancel my trade route. This one here, that was just for the mission. Energy transfer. Can I transfer from Wildwater Bay? Yeah, that's nice. You can actually also trade within. And I really just want to get the 3000 going. Walbrook Basin, really? That's over here. Crisis sector. We need to wait now anyway, right, for the energy balance to tick down. And then to finalize our project. Now, after having achieved agricultural leader, I really also want to get the energy cluster going. And for this, we still need to have a couple of more shares here. Who's the other highest one right now? The Ibarra it was, right? Ibarra. So let's take the share that she's got there and start the auction on that. Should be easy, right? We got 7 million. So we'll just see if we can actually get this one. There is no share value on this one, by the look of it. Of course, she's not giving it up so easily. Ah, come on. Doesn't need to be more expensive than that. Thank you very much. And with that, we're pushing a bit further. Still not quite there, it seems. For Seaman, we needed these men here. I think there's no... Yeah, we could also get the takeover share bonus then. We'll just see. There's just another one kicking in right away from my share. I need to cancel this one because I really want to spend more money. So we're now completely out of influence again. So I just hope that cancelling enough side missions gives me a mission again that actually gives me influence. Now, step 4 out of 5 is coming to an end. There it is. And this now gives me the last one. And we basically need to do what? Get the core stabilizer and tow it over. There it's coming. And this finalizes the project. And it's floating again. Yay!
You have made a substantial contribution towards maintaining Earth's climatic stability. We are not unthankful.
He's also thanking us, and we can also get the stormy weather now out of this. So, wait a second. There's rough weather, turbulent weather, and stormy weather that we can do. So it creates blizzards and stormy monsoons across the world. Now, that's super nice. I'd rather go, though, with calm weather. Now, to tackle the population that we still need, I do need to use some of my trade routes to the capacity that we have. So I think we still have some of these. Yep, there it is. Gravitational compensators. And, oh, it's not that many, actually. We should produce more. Anything else? It needs more rejuvenators. Oh, we have a lot in green tide. So let's actually make this equal again. Can't hurt. Right, there you go, already pushing. Then we got the androids. Yes, I will definitely need a bunch more androids. Now, like yes, the androids are something that we have in huge quantities. Oh, Cassian Industry, wait a second. That's the share where? Over there. Alright, I'm just gonna let this run out, I think. Right, so I'm reducing my influence here a bit. I think it's worth it to push the Seaman International. I really would like to get this. But for now, let's actually work then also on my million population. And that is over here. Where are my androids? My android factory? Is it not here? Am I crazy? Where are my androids? Ah, we had them on an island entirely, right? So that's that.
Finally, we can have peace of mind.
So let's push them. And oh, this one's full. This one we can still go for. We have the surplus. And this should actually be enough to bring us over the edge here of 1 million. Those additional androids. There you go. 1 million in global population. Gives me also the heir of the Anocrat achievement. And yeah, it continues to grow, of course, now. So this would be then the next levels that we can achieve. This is now the end game grind, more or less. We have achieved a major cooperation with that. So I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome, right? Getting all of this done. And 1 million is actually no small feat. Of course, you can push probably to 3 or 4 million if you really want to grind it out. But it's basically the same assets over and over. It wouldn't unlock you anything new. Got the influence. So I would also like to now get the last share of Seaman International going. Perhaps they actually will not allow it. I mean, we can go up to 10 million here. I dare them to go that high.
I'm certain you simply forgot to vote. There is still time to choose wisely.
That can only be beneficial for us.
There you go, and with that, Seaman International has lost its last original share, and he can no longer participate in auctions. And with that, we basically kicked him out, and we basically have now the takeover gain here too. We took over Seaman International as that, so that is one competitor less for the other shares now, right? So the more you have, of course, the easier it gets with that. And also now we get the 30% share benefit of agricultural, and then also 10% on top of that again. This should lead to a pretty hefty balance. Look at that in agricultural goods of any kind, right? I think water also counts for that. Yes. Of course, you know, the algae. So we have huge surpluses in that. Now look at that, 400 of vitamin drinks. So with all that surplus, I think also for food, where's my food? There's my food. We have a surplus now of 500. So with all that surplus, we could actually make a new megacity just for free, right? We just could stomp out something just for the fun of it, because we have now the, basically the production for all agricultural goods. Like my lunar lunch, luxury food, we already sell that, right? But we get another 100 in surplus now out of that we can use. I think, yeah. Lunar lunch should also be huge now, and also the fish, of course, in the Arctic and stuff like that. So this makes things a bit easier, of course, for us, right? And this really allows you then to push more buildings. Unfortunately, no more ascension rights for the megacity itself, so we could go for more stock markets, of course, but I think that's that. I think this was a very successful playthrough. We basically achieved every mechanic the game has to offer, and also 1 million in population, industrial takeovers and stuff like that. So this was very fun. I really still love this game. And it's a very, very unique game. It's not the best Anno game out there, but it's definitely one of the best city builders on the market, and it's definitely one of a very, very enjoyable experience. So I highly recommend this game for you. You can also fiddle around with all the difficulty settings to make this challenge unique for you. And if you just want to relax, well, the game also offers that to just make an easy mode for you. Now, in that, I really enjoyed it. We also saw something completely new that I haven't achieved yet. So the synths, that was also nice to see. And onwards to new adventures, to new Anno adventures perhaps as well. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.